I'm showing you the map again so you can see where I'm at. I just finished Asia, so now I'm gonna head down this trail here into Africa. Then I'm probably gonna head to the ape walk afterwards, and after the ape walk I will do my rewalk. And they also do have a shuttle that goes from in between the aquarium and the zoo. But apparently it's not operating at this time because I'm here on a Monday, and apparently the shuttle does not run on a Monday. So as I'm backtracking past, you can see the giraffes up close. Hi, giraffe! Really cool looking animal. Yeah, so these are reticulated giraffes, you can tell because of their bright patterns. Hi there, how are you? Hi, giraffe. I'm now gonna head into Africa. I saw the elephants and giraffes, and now I'm gonna head towards the right and follow the sign to the white rhinos and see everything else in Africa. Yeah, so from this vantage point, you can see there's another view of the giraffes. One right over there. Here we got Hartman's mountain zebra. Wow, I'm impressed with this habitat. And I'm gonna see if I can find the zebra. Alright, so apparently the zebras are out, but apparently they're right through this little crevice here, so it's kind of hard to see them. Yeah, but they are here. It's kind of hard to see them, so it's... Actually, there is another viewing point I see out there, so I'm gonna see if I can get a better view of the zebra from that side. You can see this zebra here is kind of rolling in the dirt. Yeah, the zebra here is actually kind of rolling in the dirt, looks like. There we go. Yeah, a much more clear view of the zebras on this side. This is the ones rolling around the dirt. We got two more of them over there. Do you enjoy the zebras? This is one still rolling around in the dirt. Yeah, so the zebras got tons of space for them. Super gorgeous habitat they have. And so over here, got this little nice area and some bison statues here. Cute little stream. Got all these cactus here. Looks beautiful. Another peacock here. Yeah, I can tell this is a male because the males have those really gorgeous feathers, because usually the females are more dull or brown, because luckily the females don't have to be all flashy for the males, because usually the males got those pretty feathers to impress the females, because then once the female is impressed with the female and male become a mate. Yes, I'm going back past the giraffes. Looks like he just came up close here for a drink of water. Just finished. It's a cool looking giraffe. Is that water refreshing? Yeah, it is. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting the animals to say hi back, but I'm just being polite to them. I guess he wants to be on camera. Yeah, you want to be on YouTube? Is this your one and only chance? Yeah, I think this giraffe wants to be on YouTube. And stars in stripes. Our actions matter. Made for the mountains. A zebra's fingerprint. Zebras at play. There's over here's another side view of the zebra, and got one more in the shade. And there's all the other zebras out there on that side of the habitat. And this habitat has western gray kangaroo, emu, and Bennett's wallaby. It's a wonderful habitat, and I do see one of the marsupials. Can't really tell if that's the wallaby or if that's the kangaroo, but hopefully I'll be able to tell which one it is once I get closer to it. And the side view of the zebras. And a close look at this one in the shade. Yes, from over here, you can tell that's actually the wallaby. So I was incorrect. These are actually the western gray kangaroos. So the zookeeper was just telling me that the wallabies aren't out. So these are actually the gray kangaroos. So the wallaby just came out now. Yeah, that's definitely the Bennett's wallaby because it's much smaller than the gray kangaroos. They're really cute. But I don't really see the emu anywhere, so I'll definitely check back here later. Hopefully the emu will be out. We got southern white rhinoceros. This is a portion of the white rhino habitat, so hopefully there's going to be another view where I can see the rhino, because I don't see it from this point. Things to look for. Yes, from over here I can see the rhino. It's right back there. Yeah, so the white rhino does have plenty of space for him or her. Sensational senses. And communications, hearing, and vision. What's in a name? A mouth for moving. Unique horn. Too powerful for predators. Can rhinos be saved? White rhino tells you the parts of Africa where a white rhino lives. Charging to the challenge. So over here's another side view of the white rhino. We got chimpanzee. This is the habitat for the chimpanzees. Oh, I do see some. Two of them in the little barrel there, looks like. I do like the chimpanzee's habitat. Got two of them in the barrels there sleeping, looks like. Some information about chimpanzees. Another view of the chimpanzee's habitat. Yeah, you can help chimpanzees. Another view of the chimps here. You can see there's one laying down up in the little area that usually has their water. Yeah, the chimps do have tons of space for them. Another side view of the chimpanzees. There's actually one right there, but the glass is a little smudged up, so it's kind of hard to see it. Looks like you can see the other chimp up top there. Yeah, so this habitat here, I don't know if this habitat's either empty or if there is something in here, I just don't see it. A social organization. And communication. But we can see with all the plantation in the way. Yeah, the chimps do have plenty of space for them. Super and wonderful. So follow this sign here to exhibits. There's also such as a cafe. Got a nice little lioness and cub statue here. Guess this is where you can get a photo opportunity. Got Southeast African cheetah. I like the habitat. I see the cheetah. Looks like he's underneath the little board there having a cat nap. Yeah, cheetahs have a wonderful habitat, got lots of space. Alright, we got spotted hyena. Oh my gosh, this is a wonderful habitat. Oh, I do see the hyena. Actually, right back there sleeping. It's in the back there sleeping, looks like, so it's possible I may try to check back here later to see if the hyena's up and moving. Here's another little glass viewing window for the cheetahs. A wattled crane. There's two of them right up at the glass here. So you can see where they get the name wattled. They got a little bit of skin or fur or feathers dangling down from their throats, where they get the name wattled from. It looks like they got a nice habitat and some water for them to be in. Got the African aviary. Unfortunately, it is closed off at the moment. These are the types of birds you usually see in this aviary. Got Cape vulture, marabou stork, lappet-faced vulture, an Abyssinian ground hornbill. Oh, that's nice. So even though the aviary is closed, you can still see the birds in here. See, that's the Cape vulture right there. That's a cool bird. On the other side of the aviary, you can still see the other birds, because in the back I can see there's the lappet-faced vulture. Apparently if I zoom in, it gets a little blurred up, but the vulture is in the back there. Yes, the lappet-faced vulture is way back there. It also says there's supposed to be a marabou stork in here, but I do not see it anywhere, so I think I may try to check back here later, and hopefully it'll be out. I also don't see the Abyssinian ground hornbill anywhere, so hopefully that will be out during my rewalk. Over here is the rest of the spotted hyena habitat. It's got tons of space for him. Over here is a secondary habitat for the spotted hyena. We got another one in this habitat.
Real fast for a short period.
Super cute. Yes, these animals are vilified in movies, most specifically The Lion King. But luckily in real life there's nothing villainous about these animals. Because I think these animals are very cute. A saddle-billed stork. Like this habitat. There's two of them over here. Planting hope. We got the hippo habitat. Alright, hippopotamus. Oh, good boy. Do you see the hippos? They're up on land, looks like. So even though hippos do spend most of their time in the water, they do sometimes come up on land. Because I know usually during at nighttime, these animals come up out of the water to graze on some grass, and then by the time the sun comes up, they head back into the water. But sometimes during the day, they do come up on land, kind of like right now. There's 3 hippos, looks like. A river horse. Yeah, so the hippos do have tons of water for them to swim in. And have a little air they can go under the bridge. We got southern warthog. Oh, this habitat is impressive. I do see a warthog. It's like he's sleeping. Having a little piggy nap. Yeah, it's really cool that the hippos have all this water, at least under the bridge. They also have this little area here next to the warthog. So the warthogs are actually right next to the hippopotamus. Yeah, so I might try to check back here later and maybe see if the hippos will be in the water by then. Got a clip springer. Now, these animals are very, very cute. So adorable. And then we got a second clip springer that's standing on top of the rock. Guess he must be playing King of the Rock. We got a wombat. Yeah, apparently there's a worker in the habitat getting the habitat cleaned up, so it does not seem like the wombat is out right now. So I'll definitely check back here later during my rewalk. Got black and white ruffed lemur. I do like this habitat. There's a bunch of them in here, looks like. And some more of them. These are very, very fluffy animals. Here we got Vanderdecken's hornbill and buff-crested bustard. Alright, I do see the hornbill. The Vanderdecken's hornbill. Oh, there's a second one. Got 2 of them in here. Probably recognize this bird here was the type of bird we saw in Lion King. This bird was Zazu. Alright, so I don't see the buff-crested bustard in this habitat, so hopefully we'll see it. I'll see it in the first habitat it's supposed to be in from earlier, and if not, hopefully I'll see it in here, because all I see is the hornbill. Wild Wonders Learning Center out of Africa, Safari Kids. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to go in here because it doesn't look like it's open, so I'm guessing this is probably for school groups or summer camps. Got the Matunda Cafe. It does not look like it is open yet. I'm probably not going to get anything to eat here. Yeah, so over here is where they're building that brand new Australia Outback area. It does not say when it's going to be open yet, but yeah, so they do have the Australian Shores that opened recently. It looks like they're still working on the Australia Outback. So now heading to this area. Fortunately, this path is blocked off, so I'm guessing that's just the indoor view for the gorillas. Species survival plan. Yeah, so over here you can see there's some type of gibbon. Looks like this is a white-handed gibbon or lar gibbon. As I'm going up this little boardwalk here, and it'll give me an upper view of the gibbons. So here I got white-cheeked gibbon and lar gibbon. So this is the lar gibbon. You can tell because of its white hands. Brachiating or brachiating. Don't know if I'm saying it properly. A colorful diet. Yeah, so this is all the habitat for the two gibbons. Looks like we got tons of space. Looks super fantastic. Come over here, gives you another view of the lar gibbon. So this area apparently is blocked off, but at least I still got to see the gibbons. So I don't see the white-cheeked gibbon anywhere, so hopefully that will be out during my rewalk. You're an ape. Yeah, so humans are actually great apes. And chimpanzee is also a great ape. Gorilla. Orangutan. Siamang. Siamang is a lesser ape. DeBrazza's monkey. Is it an ape or monkey? Yeah, so the orangutans have moved. So this is the original orangutan habitat, so luckily they've been moved to the new habitat in Asia. So in the old orangutan habitats where they have the western lowland gorilla, so there is a worker in the habitat at the moment, so hopefully the gorillas will be out later during my rewalk. Alright, so in this other habitat here, see the gorillas are in here. Got the big silverback. Another one in the back there. And phones for gorillas. The work of play. Yeah, so the gorillas do have a lot of space for them. So I'm guessing the habitat that the lady was in cleaning it up, I'm guessing that might be a secondary habitat for the gorillas, so I'm guessing until their other habitat's cleaned up, they are in this habitat. So over here is a little glass viewing area for the gorillas. Yeah, so over here's another glass viewing. It's a third gorilla habitat and got a mom with a baby on her back. And over here's another viewing, got a nicer view of the gorilla and her baby. Super cute. We got another youngster right over there.
You have a baby? That's crazy.
Social networking. Yeah, so this is all a third habitat for the gorillas. So the first habitat that the woman was in cleaning up, I don't know for sure if that was the first gorilla habitat or if that habitat's empty and they are still waiting on what they're going to put in there, but this is another gorilla habitat I see. Trash or treasure. So as I go down this trail here, it actually takes me right back to the front of the zoo. Alright, so I have completed my initial walkthrough of the whole zoo, so now I'm probably going to do a rewalk and hopefully see the animals that were not out the first time. There weren't many animals I missed. I believe there was some of the birds that were not out, and I also don't think I saw the wombat. That wasn't out either, so I'm probably going to go get myself a drink of water first, and then after I have my drink, I will then do my rewalk. So over here I got a Dole Whip. So I'm showing you the map again so you can see where I'm at. So I'm back at the front where I just had my drink. So I believe there was one type of bird, the scarlet ibis with the flamingos, that was not out. And I know the reptile building was not open, so I'm probably going to rewalk to the Americas and see if the polar bear is out. Also just realized in the Africa section, there's actually the African painted dogs. I actually missed the painted dogs habitat during my first walkthrough, so hopefully during my rewalk I'll be able to see the African painted dogs. Yeah, so I completely missed the African painted dogs, so hopefully they'll be there once I go back through Africa on my rewalk. So I'm back at the Caribbean flamingos. Looks like they're a fall out of the water. Yeah, so the Caribbean flamingos are actually the tallest types of flamingos. They're one of the two tallest types. The other one being the American flamingo. There's supposed to be a scarlet ibis with the flamingos, but apparently I did not see it earlier, and I also don't see it now, so that's what they look like, just in case you've never seen one before. So I'm going to call this a no-go for today. On the other side, look at the flamingos. Yes, the flamingos do not spend all their time in the water, because usually most of the time they do come up on land. Very gorgeous birds. And I also really do like the pavement at this zoo. It also looks very nice. And the layout and all the flowers here in the plantation is really wonderful. It's very, very beautiful. And I came back to see the penguins one more time. Looks like they got some snow coming up. I'm not exactly sure if that's real snow or if it's just fake, but it looks kind of real. Yeah, it got some dropping from the ceiling onto them. And since these are cold-weathered penguins, and these are the type of penguins that live in Antarctica, you gotta keep it nice and cold in there for them. Even got some snow to keep it nice and comfortable for them. You can see there's the king penguin swimming in the water. Yeah, so it's really, really cool how the penguins get to swim right under you. There's a glass floor so you can see them swim right under you. Yeah, there's one swimming under here now. So goes the macaroni penguins. There's the Gen 2 penguins. Ooh, there's some splashing. Yeah, so they are very, very fast swimmers. Goes the king penguins. The king penguins. There's a king penguin swimming down here. Yeah, the macaroni penguin's really swimming around. I'm back at the really huge duck pond. Also do got a couple duckies there on land. Looks like they're all resting up there. We got some koi here. I think I do remember there was some koi in here. Yeah, I absolutely love this little pond. Got some Canadian geese out there in the pond too. I'm back at this habitat at the Birds of America. There's the roadrunner up in the little tree. There's the sun conures. But apparently I don't see the hyacinth macaw anywhere. Instead, I only see the two military macaws that were not listed but are in there anyway. The hyacinth macaw, I'm afraid, is going to be a no-go for today, so that's what they look like. Very gorgeous birds. Another look at the duck pond here. Looks like there's some young Canadian geese. Yeah, I think those are younger ones. Yeah, so this whole picnic area here is now all filled up. So since I'm here during the middle of May, also means it's the end of the school year, so there are a bunch of school groups here for their end of the year school field trips. And there are some Canadian geese here as well, so it's definitely a good spot to have some picnics. And I do recommend you be extremely cautious, because otherwise, if you're not looking, the Canadian geese might try and steal your food. And I recommend that you do not chase the geese when you are here, because I'm pretty sure that you are not allowed to chase the Canadian geese. Over here, got the Cafe Chill. So I came back to see the Mexican gray wolves one more time, but now I do not see them anymore. So luckily I got to see them on my first time through here. Another good look at the Andean condor. Before it's on the little ledge there, but now it moved onto this little tree branch. That is a gorgeous bird. Yeah, you are a gorgeous bird, aren't you? Yeah, that is such a super nice looking bird. And these birds have a very, very long wingspan. Looks like the black vulture moved to a different spot as well. Looks like it moved a little closer here. So one of the other animals that was not out was the great horned owl. And apparently, I do not see the great horned owl anywhere. So it is possible it's hiding somewhere in this tree here, so that's probably where it is, and that's why I don't see it. So I'm sure most of you might have seen an owl before, but just in case you have never seen an owl before, or if you're in an area that does not have this type of owl, that's what they look like. So this is going to be a no-go for today. Alright, so this habitat here, I didn't even notice if there's anything in here, but it turns out this habitat is actually empty, so there's actually nothing in this habitat here. So I'm not sure if they're going to put any new animals in this habitat, or if something used to be in here and they just don't have it anymore. And I came back to see the bald eagle again. Looks like he moved to a different spot now. Yes, this habitat is the one where we saw the Sakura dove. Apparently I accidentally scared it off, but you can see the bird right there. So I'm trying to use my reflection to block out the sun, but you can see the bird. But apparently I do not see the Guam kingfisher or the buff-crested bustard, so hopefully the bustard will be in the habitat where we saw the Von der Decken's hornbill. So this is what the kingfisher looks like, just in case you've never seen one before. So I'm going to say it's a no-go for today. They kind of look a little bit like the laughing kookaburra. And back at the tortoise habitat, looks like the Aldabra giant tortoise moved into the shade here. Looks like the sulcata tortoise or the African spurred tortoise is in the same spot it was in earlier. It's possible it may have moved a little bit away from where it was, but I can't really tell if it's in the same spot it was in earlier, because I do know it was in the back in that area, but yeah, I think it's in the same spot it was in before. Alright, so I'm back at this habitat, and I can see the sulfur-crested cockatoo is out. Yeah, so that's the cockatoo right there, because that bird was not out earlier, but now it is out. Nicobar pigeon is on the ground. So I'm back at this habitat here, and apparently I do not see the Cuban Amazon parrot or the red lory. So that's what the Cuban Amazon parrot looks like, and that's what the red lory looks like. So I'm going to say these are both no-goes. So I'm back at this habitat for the wrinkled hornbill, and apparently the wrinkled hornbill is still inside at the moment, but you can still see it in there. Yeah, I can see it moving around back there. Yeah, it's flying around the back. So it's completely up to the animals if they want to be outside or inside. Well, now you can kind of see it now. Yeah, it's inside there. You can kind of see it, its head sticking out. The sulfur-crested cockatoo came out a little further out. So it came back to this habitat that has the tawny frog mouth. It looks like it's in the same spot he was in this morning. But it's there. Alright, I'm back at the polar bear, and I can see the polar bear is out now. There's another animal that was not out this morning. Yeah, so that's why I always recommend that there's an animal you do not see the first time, be sure to go back a second time, or sometimes multiple times if it's an animal you really want to see. I'm so glad I got to see the polar bear. Absolutely love the polar bear. Yeah, so the polar bear's got plenty of water for him to swim in. I'm absolutely impressed with the polar bear habitat. Alright, so I am back at the jaguar habitat. Still looking for the jaguar. Hopefully I'll be able to see it from the lower viewing point, because I don't see it from here. And just as a reminder, the catwalk is under construction, so I'm sorry I didn't get to show you this area of the zoo. Another animal I did not see this morning was the red kangaroo, and I still don't see the red kangaroo anywhere. So I'm sure most of you might have seen a kangaroo before, but just in case you've never seen a kangaroo before, that's what they look like. This is another no-go for today. Yeah, so I'm at the lower point of the jaguar habitat, and I still don't see the jaguar anywhere. So I'm afraid it's going to be a no-go for today. So this is what they look like right here. Very gorgeous cats. Yeah, so over here is the Cottonwood Cafe. Probably not going to get anything to eat here. We got another peacock walking by here. Yeah, it looks like his fur's feathers just puffed up, so I think he got a little too close to him. Yeah, I think I may have gotten a little too close to him, so I do want to give him his space. Some more things I missed during my first walkthrough through this area. This is called a coolamans. Sorry about the reflection, but it's kind of hard to see it. And so I'm back at this habitat. I'm hoping to see if the little blue penguins are out swimming around, but hopefully I'll be able to see them up from the top. So from over here, it actually gives you a wonderful view of the duck pond. Yeah, so over here is where they're gonna have the new Australia area. Looks like they're still working on it. Yeah, so all I see are these little duckies there. But I still don't see the little penguins, so that's what they look like. They're really, really cute. But at least I still got to see the cold-weathered penguins back at the Penguin Chill building. And so apparently this aviary is still closed. The sign does say it's open from Wednesday to Sunday, and since I'm here on a Monday, it is not open. But you can still kind of see the birds in there. You can see there's the lorikeet. Yeah, luckily you can still see the birds from here. So I'm sorry I did not get to go inside the lorikeet experience aviary, but I still got to see them. Back at the giraffes. It's like this one's kind of chewing or licking on the bar. And back at the habitats, I usually switch to different animals. I can see the orangutans now move to that spot there. And came back to the siamangs. I see the two of them there together on the hanging from the fence. I'm back at the Asian elephants. Looks like the male's now all the way over there. And you can see there's the female elephant. So it looks like the female is separated from the male. We got another side view of the elephants. Yeah, that's the female because she does not have any tusks like the male. Another look at the male Asian elephant. Yeah, so for the Asian elephants, it's actually only the males that have tusks, and the females don't have tusks, but for the African elephants, both male and female have tusks. Oops, sorry about the rear view of the elephant. Yeah, so this area of the zoo is absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice pavement. And the layout of it is just beautiful. So this is what usually happens when a community cares about their local zoo, because it gives them the funding to make new exhibits and add new animals to their habitats. So that's why I definitely recommend you support your local zoo, where basically the more people that come here, they just basically let their friends know and their families know, and then the word spreads out throughout the public, and then as more people begin visiting the zoo, it gives the zoo more money to make new habitats. So this is definitely very beautiful. I can tell it is brand new. Back at the Stellar Sea Eagle, looks like one of them is in the same spot as before, but the other one moved. Looks like it's standing by the nest. I also really love all the flowers here. Super beautiful. Since I'm here at the end of spring, these flowers are going to look very, very beautiful, especially since it is still spring right now. They're super beautiful. And of course, I had to come back to see the snow leopard one more time. Looks like he moved now. He's now up at the glass here having a cat nap. Super cute. Got some more really gorgeous flowers here. Got this really nice little trail here. These really beautiful flowers. I'm probably gonna go through here now. It's really, really nice. Definitely love all the plantation and the flowers they have around at the zoo. It's super beautiful. Wow, these look beautiful. Probably gonna go on this trail here. Really, really beautiful flowers. Yeah, this is all super wonderful. Absolutely amazing. So over here gives you another side view of one of the habitats the animals switch to. So I'm guessing this is probably a secondary habitat for the orangutans. So I don't know for sure if this is either a secondary habitat for the orangutans or if it's for the siamangs. Back at the Malayan tiger. Looks like he moved now. I can see he's right there. You can kind of see his mouth there. The tiger moved to a different spot now. So he's over there having a cat nap. Back at the Hardeman's mountain zebra. At the one walking by. Super nice animal. So back at this habitat, looks like all the western gray kangaroos and the wallabies are now in the shade. Alright, so I did not see the emu the first time through, and I still do not see the emu right now. All I see are the kangaroo and wallaby, so this is what the emu looks like, just in case you've never seen one before. I'm back at the rhinoceros habitat. Looks like the white rhino moved to a different spot, so now in the shade looks like laying down. Yeah, it's definitely a good spot to be in because it is pretty hot right now. I came back to the chimps. I see a couple of them might have moved a little. I see the chimpanzee, looks like that one moved a little. Really nice looking animal. Yeah, so the habitat over here is actually the secondary habitat for the spotted hyena. There's a squirrel in there, looks like. So I came back to the first spotted hyena habitat. Looks like this one's still in the same spot it was in before. So I'm back at the cheetahs, and I can see there's two cheetahs now. There's the one underneath the board, and there's another one in the back. Yeah, there's actually two cheetahs in here. Look, you can still see it despite the fence in the way. And there we go. Now you can kind of see them. So the second spotted hyena looks like he moved. Still laying down, but it looks like he moved to a different spot now. Before he was laying down over there, but now he moved over to this spot. Back at the African aviary. Looks like there's 2 Cape vultures now together. There's actually a third one. There's 3 Cape vultures in here. Apparently I don't see the lappet-faced vulture anywhere, and I also don't see the marabou stork or the Abyssinian ground hornbill. So this is what the marabou stork looks like, just in case you've never seen one before. And that's what the Abyssinian ground hornbill looks like. So I'm going to say it's a no-go for today because I just don't see it. So the vultures here was just moving about for a second ago. There's 3 of them here, looks like. And so all 3 of these vultures right here are the Cape vultures. So this pathway here is blocked off, but it's actually another view of the warthogs. I'm still trying to find the African painted dog habitat. Alright, I'm back at the hippopotamus, and it looks like they're in the water, looks like. There were 3 of them earlier, but I don't really see the third one. I'm guessing the third one must be submerged underwater. Back at the warthog, looks like he's moving around. Came back to the clip springers. There's one right there. So I now see a female peacock or peahen. You can tell that's the female because of its dull brown feathers. So I'm showing you the map again, so I'm back up over here. So I've went through the Africa section, I believe like 3 or I think 4 times. I went through the second time, then backtracked through the third. So I'm now going to have to go back through it a 4th time. Still trying to find the African painted dogs. So I remember over there, that's where I saw the hyenas. Then I went down the trail past these animals. I even went on that trail. I still couldn't find the dogs. So I'm going to go through one more time and hopefully I'll see the African painted dogs. I'm not exactly sure if they even have the African painted dogs anymore, but I'm going to go through it one more time and hopefully I'll see the dogs. Alright, so I asked the worker about the African painted dogs, and the worker just told me that the African painted dogs are no longer here at the zoo anymore, so that's why I couldn't find them. So he actually told me that 2 of them had recently passed away not too long ago, and the other one, he said, was sent to a zoo in Kansas, so that's why I couldn't find them, because the African painted dogs are no longer here at the zoo anymore. So I'm guessing the secondary habitat for the hyena, where I saw the second spotted hyena, I'm guessing that's where the African painted dogs used to be. So that explains why I couldn't find the dogs, because they are not here anymore. So I'm going back past the hippos again. It's like they're moving around in the water. It's like one of them standing up by the shoreline of their water area. Yeah, so I got to see all 3 of my favorite animals at the zoo. Elephants, rhinos, and hippos. All 3 of the pachyderms. Going back in the water. Another animal I did not see this morning was the wombat. And apparently I still don't see the wombat anywhere. The door to his nighttime habitat is open, so he can go inside whenever he wants to. So that is what the wombat looks like, just in case you've never seen one before. So this is going to be a no-go for today. So it looks like the black and white ruffed lemurs are now all laying down together or sleeping. They look very, very cute. Another one there just woke up and looks like he moved to a different spot. So I'm back at this habitat that has the Vanderdeckens hornbill and buff-crested bustard, and again, I do not see the bustard anywhere, so all I see are the Vanderdeckens hornbill. So that is what the bird looks like, just in case you've never seen one before. This is also a no-go for today. So I came back to this habitat that has the 2 gibbons, and all I see is the lar gibbon. But I still don't see the white-cheeked gibbon anywhere, so that's what they look like. Or that's what the female looks like, because the females actually have brown or tan fur, while the males actually have more darker or black fur. Back at the gorillas, you can see there's the silverback now under in the shade, looks like. There's a squirrel in there digging a hole in the gorilla habitat. So over here, as I'm going back past the gorillas, you have this really nice little waterfall that runs through here. This really nice little stream that runs down here. Also leads right into this little pond here. It's really nice. Alright everybody, that's going to complete my visit to the ABQ BioPark Zoo in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I hope you all enjoyed it. Had a very, very fantastic time. Very, very large zoo. Lots of walking, so I definitely recommend you wear comfortable walking shoes for whenever you come here. I really love this zoo a lot. The layout was very beautiful, even with all the construction going on, the reptile building and the Australian Shores aviary and the Lord aviary closed off. It was still really, really fantastic. I definitely enjoyed the new Asia area. That area was super fantastic. I really, really loved it. It looked very, very brand new. You can see I'm a little out of breath here because this was a very, very large zoo, so I'm definitely feeling a little exhausted after all that walking. I saw pretty much every single animal that I saw that was on habitat. One of the animals I definitely remember I didn't get to see was the buff-crested bustard, and I also did not see I believe there was actually I can't remember everything else that was not out, but I do remember there was the catwalk area that was not open, but I still saw everything else that was open. I enjoyed it because, like I said, the African painted dogs are no longer here at the zoo because since 2 of them had passed away, they had to send their other one to a different zoo in Kansas because African painted dogs are social animals, which means they live together in packs, so they had to send that African painted dog to another zoo so it would not be alone. So I had a really great time at the zoo today. Leave some comments down below what was your favorite animal that I saw today. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. I go to zoos and aquariums across the US, and I upload new videos every Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you do like zoos and aquariums, I do recommend you go to my channel, and I do recommend you click the little icon button there. That'll take you right to my channel. So thank you everybody for watching this video, and I will see you again next time. Bye.